for Michigan today. So before we talk more about the filmmaking process, we're going to take a sneak peek into one of those films from Seth Waters. Check it out.
So when I moved to the UP 15 years ago, I started fishing. And when I fished like 5 days a week. But what I did was I picked one day in those 5 days every week that I wanted to go fish somewhere that I'd never been before. The problem was, after 8 years, I was still only driving 25 minutes from my house. That's when I decided I was going to go north. I mean, it's one of the biggest freshwater lakes in the world. Why would you not want to go see what's out there? Especially when you have a species like the coastal brook trout. We don't really know what we're doing, but we're trying pretty much everything we can. Crazy. You have no idea what's going to happen. But when it does, we get to see a lot of really cool stuff.
Filming, man. There was a nice.
I don't think there's anything else I'd want to do.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. Nothing to see here.
Well, if that doesn't make you want to trek 25 miles plus away from home and go fly fishing, I don't know what will. So that's just one example of films that you'll see at the Fly Fishing Film Festival happening this Saturday at NMU. So we've pulled in Jason Nicholas into the conversation to talk more about some of the films and filmmakers that you'll see. So thanks a lot for joining the conversation. So it must be pretty exciting. You have just a couple of days left and starting to see some of these films come together. For you, what is it about fly fishing and the culture that you love and that you just want to be involved in?
There's so much. I mean, there's those moments when you can be out on the river by yourself and clear your thought. I always talk about it like baseball, because you're in these quiet moments in baseball, and then all of a sudden the crack of the bat and there's a home run, right? It's the same thing with fly fishing. You're standing in the river, it's perfectly calm and quiet, and then all of a sudden it's fish on and everything explodes and goes crazy. And some of our filmmakers have done such a good job of being able to showcase that, package that all up, and send it off to us to enjoy in a film fest format.
I also wanted to say, now, you told me you wanted all the credit for this off camera.
All of it.
You
of it.
were the one.
I'm the only one who's done any of this, yeah.
That's true.
No,
just talk about what that
all.
was
Not
like,
at
you
all.
know, starting something like this.
Well, there was a few of us a few years ago talking about what else can we do for our fundraising. The banquets kind of got stalled out after COVID, during COVID, and we were looking for a way to sort of revitalize our fundraising efforts. And some of these national film packages had started to become a thing. And like we talked about earlier, you know, we went with one of them last time around, and it worked great. It worked great for us. But that was kind of we were getting our feet wet, right? So we decided that there's enough of a filmmaking community, at least in the Great Lakes region, that we should see if we can do this on our own. We want to be able to kind of put our spin on it, put our flavor on it, and who knows, maybe we can make it a really big deal after a few years and bring in those funds that we think we're going to need for cold water conservation in the UP and in our chapter region.
Because this is only the second year of the film festival,
Yeah.
so it's really in its early years.
Yeah.
So you should check it out this weekend. Really great fundraiser. But in terms of filmmakers and getting those filmmakers on board, do you know about how many there are that are kind of coming from this region?
So there's 12 films for the entire evening. They're set in 2 separate reels with an intermission and some fun during intermission the evening of. Those films are kind of everything from some of what you just saw. Seth Waters is one of our featured filmmakers. There's some from Minnesota. It's really the storytelling that they've done so well, right? There's lots of these. It's not just fishing. It's very much about storytelling, owning fly shops and making bamboo fly rods and the family that goes along with all of that. And then of course there's those exciting moments where somebody puts a big fish in a net. But you know, there's talent from all over the place, and they've been really gracious in letting us use their films this first year. And then down the road, we would love to make this more of an awarded or a juried kind of show. But we really have to build that community, and this is that first year to do that.
Definitely. Is there anything you wanted to add to that, Doug?
No, again, just what I think one of the lessons learned this time around was that we didn't really understand how long it took to make something like this, right? Because we're a bunch of fishing bums. You know, so we were a little late getting that word out. So we really appreciate guys like Seth and Ben Haight here in the UP that came to the plate and kind of had some content ready to go and took the effort to make those. And we'll give plenty of notice for next year's event. So I think we'll get a little bit more original content for next year.
I mean, from the fishing reel to the screen reel, there's a lot of work that goes into it, but I know the impacts are super fruitful with the salmon in the classroom program and so much more. We have to take another commercial break, but we're going to continue this discussion and talk more about those impacts when we come back.